Hi Cancer, welcome to Higher Source Tarot. This is for your mid-month tarot check for May. And I want to start off by telling you, I did your reading, I posted it, and I don't know where it went. But my recollection of it was that it was very strongly indicated, unless this was in a weekly reading, that some of you would have somebody coming to stay with you. I just remember calling it, Are You Ready for a House Guest? I believe is what I titled it. And I don't see it anywhere on there. It's very odd to me, but it was very strongly indicated that somebody was going to have somebody come and stay with them. So I don't know if that's for any of you, but I do want to tell you that message. I can't remember the exact layout of the cards, but it was definitely in more than one card. And it was not a love interest. It was like somebody that needed somewhere to stay. That's what I remember, unless that was in a weekly, but I do believe that was your mid-month check, that was indicated. And I don't remember the rest of it, so I apologize. And I don't know where it went. Strange, because it definitely was a reading. It definitely was something I thought was posted, and then it disappeared. And of course I deleted it off of everything because I thought it was posted. So we're going to do this over for you. I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing and watching these readings. I really appreciate it. I'm having a great time doing them for you. I just had a bright yellow finch show up on my screen here. I feel like he's visiting for you, and he's just very chipper and frisky and bouncing around the screen, and he is an absolutely beautiful bright yellow color. So if you're new, I'd love to have you as a subscriber and tap the bell to be notified when new videos are posted, which is generally every week. However, for you guys, you're going to get another weekly reading in just a couple days, a day or two, because of the delay here. So if this doesn't resonate with you, check out that weekly reading, because maybe that's more your energy right now. So this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for Cancer for May, mid-month 2020, for all Cancer. Yeah, that was really cool having that little bird show up. So let's see, your current position. You've got the Eight of Wands here, and it's covered by the King of Pentacles. In your destiny, you have the Queen of Cups. In the distant past, you have the High Priestess. In the more recent past, you've got the Six of Cups. And you've got the Two of Cups coming towards you. And I do recall a little bit of love. I do feel like it was indicated in the other reading. I just can't, like I said, I can't totally remember. You're represented by the Moon. The people around you or the environment is the Two of Pentacles. Your hopes here are the Nine of Cups. Wow, beautiful reading ending on that. You've got the Ten of Pentacles here. I will give you the bottom of the deck. You've got the Four of Cups. You got some nice cards after that, but you know, I don't like to just keep pulling cards. Tarot is a sacred art to me, okay? It's not just throw out a bunch of cards and start talking. There's a divinity here, and so I treat it that way. I'm very respectful of the tarot, and it scares me a little bit when there's people on YouTube just messing around with this because they're opening a portal that they may not be able to fully understand or manage. But in any event, I'm 47 years old. I've been doing this a long time, and I have great respect for it. These cards tell a story, and they tell the truth. So anyway, so for you, your current situation, you've got this Eight of Wands here. I hope I didn't call it the Eight of Cups earlier. I certainly didn't mean to. And the immediate influence is the King of Pentacles. So you've definitely got communication, but you've got money coming in. You have money coming in, and it's from a very strong source. It feels like it certainly could be a male energy bringing it forward, like somebody who's in charge of a company, or it could just be a corporation that's going to be bringing money towards you. Even, God, I hate to say this, even the government. There's some kind of money coming forward, and you're going to get communication on it. I have seen in the past week so many people getting money. It is crazy. Some of it has even been from, somebody wrote me that they had a book that they got to pay off on, and it's almost like this, you know, the standstill in time has caused people to go back through their records and find things and be very honest about it and say, oops, I owed you some money, or and now I've had time to process this, here's your money. But you definitely have communication coming. Now, I also think you've got great aspects here for love and for money. And I think this is going to carry you probably all the way through, even into the fall, where it's just going to be a nice momentum building here. And I do feel like you have communication coming in. This is a soulmate connection. And I'm not, as we go through, I'll see how much I can clarify with this, if it's somebody from the past or if that somebody from the past is related to that other reading with somebody moving in with you. Because that may, like I said, that wasn't a love interest for sure, but there was definitely somebody that needed some help. And that's probably for a very limited audience here, but it was strong and indicated. So, yeah, so your immediate influence, you've definitely got good communication, and there's clarity here. There's clarity, there's new growth, and there's harmony. So for some of you, if you've been working at home too, you may have enjoyed that and are getting an opportunity to continue to do kind of a flex schedule where you do some of it at home. It's noted that you've been diligent about doing work, because trust me, some people are furloughed at home and it's pretty obvious they're not doing much work. So you have been doing what you needed to do, and that's showing. So your destiny here is not surprising here for a Cancer. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I didn't talk much about the cards, I guess, overall, but you have a lot of water in this reading. You do have Pisces very strongly indicated, and you do have Taurus energy. You certainly have earth energy too. You do have a little bit of fire, but it's mostly water and earth. So nice energy mix there. So with this Queen of Cups, you want that happy home. You want harmony. That's your destiny, is to have that harmonious, loving home space. So if you've been single for a while and been desiring that, your desires are very strong to bring it towards you. And so you now just need to kind of relax and allow it to come in. Sometimes what happens is we get so focused on something that we actually keep it from ourselves inadvertently. But I definitely feel like you're offering a great emotional support to somebody and vice versa. You have a soulmate connection where there is a true integrity in the relationship. There is an openness there. There is an ability to communicate, to love unconditionally, and it's a very strong connection for whoever that's for. So in the past, somebody here was not being themselves. They were doing things to please other people, maybe some codependence. Although the High Priestess is not codependence, the High Priestess is about wearing a false mask. She, historically in the cards, she represents a figure named the Pope of Joan, who was a woman pretending to be a man so that she could spread the word of God. And so she was doing it for a positive outcome, but she wasn't being true. She was not being true to who she was. And so I'm definitely getting that for somebody here, that they weren't being true to themselves and there were feelings hidden. Now I also get there are gender in the tarot, but not necessarily. Even though the cards represent a specific gender, they can apply to male or female. And this is definitely representative of kind of a balancing act where somebody was not being truthful. I don't feel like it was a third party, but I do feel like if you had an ending in a relationship, that person quickly regretted it, and they did not have the humility to come forward and tell you. The cards are really getting stronger. The feelings here are getting much clearer on what was going on here. This person wanted to come back to you, and this could have been from a long time ago. This is in the distant past. I mean, this could have been 10 years ago or more, where this person has spent their time keeping tabs on you, trying to follow you, trying to not follow you like in a vehicle, but follow you sort of through life, through distance. And they've never gotten over this. In the more recent past, you've got this Six of Cups, and this is definitely about a sense of nostalgia and certainly things from the past coming back. So like I said before, this could be the house guest from the other reading, somebody from the past, relative, I think, that needed some help. But this is also a soulmate card. So I do feel like you have somebody from the past who has been thinking of you, and they are wanting to come back around. And the yellow in the card really signifies a gift. Whenever you see all that yellow, it's a gift from the universe. So be aware the universe wants to bring in love, and it's coming towards you. And I'd say within the next couple of weeks, at the longest, a couple months, but it's not going to be much longer. You have the 2 here of Cups, and there's balance here. There's reciprocity. There's a deep love here. It's very mutual, but it can also be, I do feel like for some of you, you've got an unexpected encounter, and this person, it's going to seem like it's unexpected, but it may be something they've architected. They may still have a bit of this high priestess running through their veins where they're trying to figure out an opening. They're trying to figure out a way to come back in they still have a bit of pride about them, and they're not quite ready to humble themselves enough to really say, I screwed up. I think that's coming, but I think right now they're just trying to figure out a way to come back in. Some of this can be new love too, and you've been single for a while, and you've been in that's the one dark cloud over your life, is this sort of eternally single. Somebody even makes a joke about themselves saying they're like an old maid, and they've been doing that for a while. Stop doing that if that's you, because it's keeping love out of your life. But it's strong here that somebody really wants this. They've got a strong desire, even if they're making jokes about not wanting it. So this is you. You're represented here by this Pisces energy with the moon. And, the moon is, again, it's kind of similar to the high priestess, although she's quite passive. She's very passive in the readings and in the cards, but she's kind of the quiet, quiet liar, I guess. She's not necessarily a liar, but to some extent, she's just not completely honest. So anyway, but with this moon card, there's definitely some secrets here. And I feel like it's about feelings on things. It may be your overall feeling on your own life path and not being completely truthful about that. But it's definitely can be a card of self-deception, and I feel like it's time to just be candid, be upfront, and find that sense of self, because this can be a time for you with very deep emotions, and I do feel like something's going to come to light. Now, for those of you that are trying to manifest something, the law of attraction uses you. You don't use the law of attraction. It matches your vibration. So for some of you, it's going to be very important to get into that emotional energy. I just had it yesterday. I had and any of us are psychic. We just have to let it in. I had this thought in the morning about some money that was owed to me. And I just saw myself opening up and reading this letter, and it came that afternoon saying, here's this money. So any of us can do that. And, now in my case, I felt it coming towards me, but you can create that by just feeling that feeling, So anytime you start to have worry, immediately let it go, pivot towards what you want. So this person around you has got some analysis paralysis. They're very caught up, and again, you could be dealing with a Pisces, because they can be very indecisive. They're balancing a lot, they're juggling a lot, but they're very unsure of how to come forward. And I also think for some of you with new love, this person's a bit timid in terms of how they approach situations. They like to think things over, but to the point where they have a hard time taking any action. So that's the only thing with that, is it may be kind of slow to get off the ground, where you're not really sure if they're even interested, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, okay, that was what they were trying to tell me. Your hopes here, you got wish fulfillment. Now, this is a 9, so it's happiness and satisfaction, yes, but it's not quite complete. There's more to the story here. So the 9 of Cups too, it represents definitely reciprocity, hospitality, and it's a very generous, harmonious energy. So I do feel like you're looking for a relationship that's going to be stable, and there's reciprocity in it, where you're both very stable, you're both generous, you're both kind, and I feel it's coming. It's definitely, it's definitely predicted by the cards. Now, interestingly enough, you have this. You have the wealth card as the outcome. So the 10 of Pentacles, and that's wealth for everyone. And I mentioned that in the beginning of the reading. You've definitely got money coming towards you. And I feel it's going to continue for quite a while here. You know, it's a harmonious card for everyone in the picture. It's like the entire group of people benefits, even the animals here. There's 2 dogs. And there's a beautiful home behind them. So for some of you, you may be doing some things in the next couple weeks to, you know, go outside and put some mulch down and just spruce up your yard, make things look nice. And you'll certainly have the money to do that. Now with this 4 of Cups, that was a clarifier on the whole reading. And that 4 of Cups is 2 things. One is just an indicator, just, you know, spending time in nature, things like that to raise your vibration. Let yourself do that. You know, if you feel like, oh, I've got work to do, I don't really have time to take a walk, do it anyway. The other thing is being able to receive gifts, okay? When the universe brings something in, take it. Because I used to kind of be like that, where I would be, you know, turn down lunch and stuff, and, oh, I'll pay for my own. No, thanks, that's fine. Don't do that. Take it, because I've learned the more that I start doing that, I thank the universe for bringing me a gift, and thank the universe for bringing that into my awareness and into my experience. So we'll end with the Whispers of Love Oracle card. This is to bring and attract more love into your life. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. And the guidance here is, especially if you want love, see the love that already exists around you. Even if you say, well, I'm completely isolated right now, I don't see much. There's always examples. Look at, you know, maybe there's a couple that lives nearby you that you see all the time. There's love there. That's an example of love. Or maybe it's just a, you know, text that you get where somebody's thinking of you. That's also love. And then we will close this reading off with a Life Loves You card from Louise Hay. I am love. Be the presence of love. Let the spirit of love flow through you. That's a very nice compliment to this other card. They're really telling you, oh, see it in your life, see it in your awareness, even if it's just with animals, because they really vibrate on a higher frequency and they're very in tune to love. So I love you so much, Cancer. Again, I'm sorry for this delay. I don't know what happened, but here we go. This is for mid-month, and check back in a day or 2 for the next week's reading, and I'll see you then.